Okay, so now I want to talk about actually using LTV to scale your ads, because it's probably the biggest secret in advertising that really isn't a secret, but no one uses it, and it can make you more money than literally almost any tactic I can think of. Now, if you want to see how to do the advanced filtering and segmenting I'm going to be doing in this video, check out our deep analysis and advanced filtering section. There's going to be tons of videos on that. Probably one of the first or second ones is going to cover how I filter and segment things in my account, but you're going to see a bit of that in this video. That said, let's talk about the premise of what we're trying to accomplish right now. So let me lay out a few scenarios for you in 3 different industries. So let's say we have a call funnel, okay? And we have a call come in, and it costs us $200 per phone call, but via ads, we usually don't see much of an ROI from these phone calls, okay, right away. It usually takes maybe 2-3 weeks for the sales to come in. Okay, how can we calculate how much a phone call is worth over 6 months? Because a lot of times when people book calls or create a call, it can take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a couple months for them to come in. And then they might also buy other products from you once they're already in the product. So let's imagine at HYROS, a person comes in, signs up for a call, buys 2 months later, and then upgrades their account, and then also gets rebilled year after year or month after month. How much money is being generated on average per call with those metrics in mind over 6 months? How much is every person that books a call spending with us over time? If I do that, I can clearly say, oh, okay, cool. If I actually look at the long-term stats of phone calls, on average, a phone call spends about $1,200 with us. So as long as I'm paying less than $1,200 for a phone call, I'm gonna make a lot of money. Let's talk about it in a little bit more consistent way though. So let's say we're doing an opt-in funnel where we're paying $10 for an opt-in, just a lead entering their email address to get more information. What if we don't sell anything after? What if we do sell something? It really doesn't matter. If we want to turbocharge our business, what we really want to see is how much an opt-in is worth to us, not in the first week, but in 6 months. Okay, so let's say in the first week, we only make $5 for every opt-in that comes in the back end. But let's say over 6 months, we can track everything every opt-in does and say, oh my gosh, we're actually making $60 per opt-in. And imagine if we track again from opt-ins from Facebook and opt-ins from Google and maybe opt-ins organically. We could say, oh, on Facebook, we're making $40 an opt-in. On our YouTube ads, we're making $55. Well, then we can strategically start buying traffic as well. That's another huge aha moment. That's absolutely gargantuan. And then we can start optimizing and say, okay, cool, we're paying $10 per lead on Facebook. That's a 4x ROI. We're paying $10 per lead on YouTube. That's a 5.5x ROI. But we need to be able to track everything they're doing forever and ever. Maybe all the email follow-ups, maybe all the retargeting ads they're seeing, all those things. Let's look at another one. Let's say we have a front-end product, maybe an e-commerce product like a protein powder. Okay, and the protein powder costs $40, and it cost us $40 to get a sale of the protein powder. Well, that's not great unless you know that people who buy the protein powder on a reoccurring rebill also buy additional products. Well, every $40 sale actually leads to another $250 in product sales over 6 months. Well, then we know, okay, cool, we're breaking even on this protein powder sale, but we're making a 5x ROI in the back end over 6 months. Same thing can be done with, like, maybe you're selling a book on your front end. So we're selling a book for $10. When they go through the book funnel, we make $15. So we make a profit selling that book to them. But then over 6 months, if we track everything that a book buyer usually buys, we make another $60 from them. We could easily track that and see that. And so by doing this, it gives us a lot of power, because then we can get really aggressive with our ads. We can increase our cost per call, we can increase our cost per opt-in, and we can get really aggressive with how we buy traffic, because we know we're making that 6x ROI down the line. So we could actually increase our cost per opt-in to $20, increase our protein powder sale to $75. We increase our cost per click sale to $15 and still be making massive profit. And this allows us to buy a lot more traffic. So how do we see these stats? Well, it's quite easy. So inside of HYROS, we have the LTV section I showed you in a video just right before this. So let me show you the most simple situation right here. This is a tag that is applied to every single person that enters our opt-ins, okay? And so again, guys, the documentation for tagging opt-ins, the documentation for filtering and how tags are applied. That's all below this video. Okay, so the setup and everything is on our doc site. I want to show you tactics and how to use HYROS. If you need help applying this, you need help seeing this is done, just hit up your rep that we assign to you when you buy, or just look at the documentation I provided for you below, and we'll show you how to do all the setup and boring stuff for this. But if I come in here, I can see every single person that's opted in through our Get More Information funnel, okay? And so I'm going to load this up real quick, and it's going to go and tell me how much I'm going to make on average in 1 month. Okay, so on average from every opt-in I make, I'm making about $16. Okay, if you average in all the things they're buying, we can see the things they're buying, what they're purchasing down below. However, if I go over 3 months, let's look at 3 months, we're making $42. You see how this works? Okay, check this out right here. So I can see a range of what they're buying and what makes up most of the values and whatnot, but I can also see every opt-in that comes in, oh, we're making $42. Okay, so if I'm paying $10 per opt-in, this is just fine. I can take this out over 6 months, 9 months, see the same types of data. Okay? Now, if I want to get even deeper into this, what I can do is I can put everybody that came from Google. So I can go to this little filter right here, and I can go to or and. Okay, so this would be, I'd flip this to and I'd say everybody that came in through our opt-in and combined any of this. So I could easily go to, let's say, this ad set right here. So you see this ad set from Facebook. I can go and grab the at tag right here and use this to see how much. I'm not sure this will actually pull up anything right here because this is an ad set that might have been connected, but you see exactly how I'm doing this. So I could see the value of anybody that comes for that. Or I could do the value of anybody that has the tag HYROS call. So anybody that came from this ad set that has the tag HYROS call. Might not be anything because I don't know if this ad set has generated a sale. But you see how I'm filtering that out. So now I can see the LTV of anybody that comes from this area. Okay, so you can see on average, again, there's probably limited data here, but you can see the gist of what I'm doing right here. I'm making $1,200 for every single call that comes in, okay? And I can see everything these people have purchased, and I can see the entire sales markup of this right here. So I see the exact ROI and say, oh, okay, cool. If I'm paying $300 for a call from this ad set, this is awesome. Let's look at some other scenarios though, because this would just be kind of a generic, how much are people worth coming from this? There's all sorts of other things we can do. So we can see by first sale. So let's say you have a product like your protein powder, all right, or your first book sale right here. You want to see the value of every single person that bought this, okay? Every single person that bought from this product right here. We could also do the and sorting right here to combine it. So I could put in that ad set we were looking at before, like this, and say, all right, so anybody whose first sale came from this ad set or this ad group, all right, or we could put together groups of customers. Okay? So there's all sorts of things we can do to tag right there. But in this case, if I want to see the value of just the sale, let's say I sell a book or a protein powder on the front end and want to see everything they buy after, well, I can slap this in right there. Bam, I can see their entire LTV. Same thing applies to first source. So let's say a person, we could put in everybody that came from Google, say everybody that came from Google as their entry point. This is the first thing they ever clicked. We could do that as well, all right, by first source. Okay, and so this will allow us to see, all right, everybody that comes from Google, how much are they worth to us? Everyone that came from Facebook ads, how much are they worth to us? Okay. Or everybody that bought this book and came from Facebook ads, how much are they worth to us? So there's endless combinations you can do right here to see the LTV of your customers and then buy more strategically. So before I saw from this specific Facebook ad set, I know I can spend $500 per call and still be massively profitable. Okay. I know if I'm making, let's say on our tracking training opt-in right here, I know that if I'm running this opt-in funnel and I'm paying $10 per lead, I know I'm doing pretty well. Okay, so this allows me to buy traffic way more aggressively. And if I was just spending $10 per lead and I was seeing only $10 back, $5 back, I'd probably turn that ad off, or I'd be a lot less aggressive. I'd be like, oh, $10 per lead, that's way too high. No, it's not. I'm making a ton of money verifiably from every single opt-in. So this is absolutely huge for growing your business. You use this. This is how people get really rich from their ads. Okay, they calculate the LTV, how much a sale is worth, how much an opt-in is worth, how much a call is worth, not in the first week, not in the first month, not in the first 2 months. Usually it's about 6 months to a year. Okay, this is how they make all their money, because it's like buying a stock knowing it's going to go up. So This is how they really scale up their ads. This is how people make a lot of money from their advertising, because they can get more aggressive. It's who can ever spend the most to get a lead, and this tells them how much they're going to make. And then they can alter their LTVs and see and find ways to increase the LTV. And this is how all the big boys buy traffic. It simply is. And this is also how I buy traffic. I don't look at the 1 week ROI on our ads. And the thing I got to stress is, good luck seeing this in any ad platform ad manager. You're not going to be able to track this, period. Okay, this is untrackable in any ad platform. This is only something you can do in HYROS. So enjoy it. It's awesome. It's something that I desired for years, and now I use constantly to grow my business. Hopefully it helps you grow yours.